This is our Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. It runs through Labor Day, which is September the 7th. And we know research shows us that high visibility enforcement combined with media outreach and education drives down fatal and serious injury crashes. We also know that about 42% of our fatal crashes involve alcohol, involve impaired drivers. So we're trying to get that number down even lower. This is particularly important during the holidays, which is why we're doing it now. For many years, the impaired driving fatality rate was above 50% of our crashes in the state. But over the recent years, that trend has improved. Now it's around 42%, which is a good thing. This is where the rubber meets the road, and these are the guys that actually put into effect the grants that we put out. The reason that we're here today is to kick off our Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over campaign. It's a campaign to drive down the fatality rate in Louisiana by reducing the serious injury and fatal crashes. We do that through outreach and media and high visibility enforcement. National research shows that when you combine those elements, it drives down crashes, which in turn drives down serious fatalities and injuries. And we know that it works. We do this traditionally along most holiday seasons. We've seen some significant declines since 2007. In 2007, the fatalities in Louisiana numbered 993. We're down to the low 700s right now. The graph goes down. You have some bumps that bump up and down, but the slope is downward. It's a good trend. It's what we like to see, and it's because of the efforts of the men and women behind me and the agencies behind me that perform this work. They go out every day and do very dangerous work. We appreciate the fact that they do that. The fatality rate in Louisiana for many, many years hovered above 50%. It was very hard to drive that rate down. We know now, and we're very thankful for the fact that it's down to 42%. When that ratio goes down, the number of people killed go down, and that's a good thing. All those things combined with higher seatbelt compliance is a good thing. Louisiana has a very high seatbelt compliance now, the highest we've ever had. All those things help drive the fatality rate down. In a few minutes, I'm going to turn it over to Captain William Davis, the troop commander here. Before I do, I want to say that what I ultimately would like to see, and I think that all of the men and women behind me would like to see, is voluntary compliance. A perfect day for these guys is to go out there and not find a drunk driver and not work a serious injury accident or a fatal crash. Captain Davis?
Thank you, Colonel. Again, I'm William Davis. I'm Troop Commander here at State Police Troop A, and we're proud to have been a participant in the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over since its inception. It's like he said, Colonel Ball said, it's because of the agencies, the rapport that's been built throughout Troop A and throughout the state that we're able to put these enforcement actions into place. As he pointed out, the coming 2 weeks, which include long Labor Day holiday, are extremely busy periods on our roadways. Hundreds of thousands of college students will be returning to school and college. Families are heading to the beach and other popular vacation spots for that one last summer vacation. We don't want to put a damper on anybody's fun. We just want everyone to be safe. Louisiana State Police is participating with our public safety partners in this year's Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign, which is in effect through September 7th. We'll be ramping up enforcement throughout heavy patrols, sobriety checkpoints, and other activities to getting impaired drivers off of our roadways. Motorists, let me give you a reminder. You're going to see more of us out there. For those that insist on drinking and driving, chances are significantly greater that you'll be arrested and that you'll find yourself inside the jail. Some stats for the past year from the state and Troop A. In 2014, there were 728 people that lost their lives in motor vehicle crashes. 44% of these were alcohol or impaired. In 2015, 44 crashes investigated in Troop A alone resulted in 45 deaths. The 4th of July weekend, our last major holiday, statewide there were 95 DWI arrests statewide by troopers alone. Also, there were 5 fatal crashes investigated. 3 of those were right here in Troop A, one being a pedestrian. When we say drive sober or get pulled over, we mean it. Please buckle up, stay safe, and enjoy our Labor Day holiday. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Chief Scott Jones to say a word, please.
Thank you, Captain. We're asking everyone to make a decision right now not to use during the holiday season. You know, I've been told if it's predictable, it's preventable. And the first thing an impaired driver loses when alcohol touches their lips is their judgment. So we're asking the communities right now to make a good judgment and not use and get behind the wheel of a motor vehicle. I joined all my officers, deputies, and troopers in law enforcement today, asking everyone to be aware that accidents lead to injury, preventable deaths, and the families are impacted adversely by this, as are communities and law enforcement. So this is a very serious matter that we need to address every day of our law enforcement career. Thank you.
Plan ahead. If you plan on attending a party or any other event where they may be serving alcohol and you may be drinking, plan to have a sober drive or take you home. Never ride with an impaired driver. Just arrange for transportation. The ultimate goal of us and law enforcement is always voluntary compliance. A perfect day for the police officer would be to go out there and not find an impaired driver and not work a fatality involving an impaired driver.
If people have questions like more information, what should they do?
They can always go to the Highway Safety website.